I take my gun and I go pew, 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 pew.
Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a sweet and gentle girl named Cinderella. She had sparkling eyes, golden hair, and a heart full of kindness. But Cinderella's life was not as magical as her name. After her father passed away, Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters came to live with her. They were not very nice to her and made her do all the chores, from sweeping the floors to washing the dishes. Despite the hard work, Cinderella always wore a smile on her face. One day, a royal announcement spread throughout the kingdom. The prince was looking for a bride, and a grand ball was to be held at the palace. Every eligible young lady in the kingdom was invited to attend. Cinderella's stepsisters were thrilled at the news. They spent days choosing the finest dresses and practicing their dance moves. They laughed and chatted about how they would impress the prince at the ball. Cinderella, though filled with longing to go to the ball, knew her stepmother would never allow it. She sighed and continued with her work, dreaming of what it would be like to dance with the prince. As the day of the ball approached, Cinderella's fairy godmother appeared. She had seen Cinderella's kind heart and wanted to help her. With a wave of her wand, she transformed Cinderella's tattered rags into a magnificent gown, complete with delicate glass slippers. "Remember, my dear," the fairy godmother said, "the magic will only last until midnight. You must leave the ball before then, or everything will turn back to normal." Cinderella thanked her fairy godmother and set off to the palace, feeling like a true princess. When she arrived, everyone gasped at her beauty. Even her stepsisters didn't recognize her. Cinderella danced and twirled through the night, feeling as if she were floating on air. The prince couldn't take his eyes off her. He was captivated by her grace and charm. But as the clock struck 11, Cinderella remembered the fairy godmother's warning. She knew she had to leave, even though her heart wished to stay. With a hurried goodbye to the prince, she ran down the grand staircase, leaving one of her glass slippers behind. The next day, the prince declared that he would marry the girl whose foot fit the glass slipper. All the young ladies in the kingdom tried it on, hoping to be the chosen one. But it was too small for them. Finally, the prince arrived at Cinderella's house. Her stepsisters tried their best to fit into the slipper, but their feet were too big. As a last resort, Cinderella's stepmother called her forward. Cinderella's heart raced as she slipped her foot into the glass slipper. It fit perfectly. The prince was overjoyed, and Cinderella's true identity was revealed. The prince and Cinderella were married in a grand ceremony. The kingdom celebrated, and Cinderella's stepfamily realized their mistake. They regretted treating her poorly and asked for her forgiveness. Cinderella, full of kindness, forgave them and invited them to live with her in the palace. From that day forward, they all lived happily together, and Cinderella's gentle and loving nature brought warmth and joy to their lives. And so, the tale of Cinderella teaches us that no matter how difficult life may seem, kindness and goodness will always shine through, leading us to a happily ever after.
I take my gun and I go pew, 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 pew.